Today we're going over labeling theory. Anybody know what that is? All right. But before we get started, who can think of a very notable current event? Anybody? All right. It's the coronavirus, also known as Covid-19. It's kind of a big deal right now. Any thoughts? All right, let's get on to labeling theory. This is a theory that states that the way in which society labels someone has a huge impact on how they behave later in life, which is closely related to the idea of stereotyping or a self-fulfilling prophecy. Anybody know what a self-fulfilling prophecy is? All right, let's look at an example. So imagine two children, they both go into a convenience store at the same time, and they both steal a candy bar. One of them gets caught, the other one doesn't. The one who gets caught ends up being arrested, sent to juvenile detention, and then being labeled as a delinquent. Everybody remember what a delinquent is? All right. So, according to labeling theory, which one of these children do you think would be more likely to engage in criminal activity later in life as an adult? Any ideas? Okay. According to labeling theory, the child who got arrested and labeled as a delinquent would be more likely to become a criminal later in life. Who thinks they know why that is? You're about as talkative as usual. Anyway, so, according to this theory, the child who is labeled as a delinquent will be more likely to go on to commit further crimes because of the social stigma involved in being labeled a delinquent, which means that positive friendships and other positive interactions will be much more difficult for them to gain, so they'll likely start hanging out with people who aren't so positive and surrounding themselves with others who have also been labeled delinquent or other negative labels. Further, if they do go on to commit more crimes in the future, that criminal record will make it much less likely for them to get a good job, or if they can get a job at all. So therefore, that will create a lot of social strain. Who remembers strain theory? Anyone? I know spring breaks happened since, but we kind of really went over strain theory. We actually went over two different kinds of strain theory. Anyone remember that? All right. So, let's get into some more relevant things here. Can anyone think of any ways in which the current COVID-19 epidemic might be impacting the entire criminal justice system, or perhaps how is it impacting labeling theory? What might this all have to do with each other? So, if you've been paying attention to the news, some jurisdictions are actually as usual, I can't talk. Many jurisdictions are currently placing limits on inmate intake. It's hard to say. So, a lot of them are only taking new inmates if they are guilty of felonies. So, if it's a misdemeanor, anything that's not a felony, they're not going to put you in jail. Currently, anyway, I'm not sure how long-term that's going to pan out. They might come to your door in a few months and then take you to jail. But currently, in a lot of places, only felons are going to jail. So, what impact might this have on the criminal justice system and on labeling theory? Any thoughts? All right, I guess just kind of tell me in the comments. Pretty sure you all know how to do that. All right, so until the apocalypse ends, everyone needs to do the following. Check your blackboard every day, at least twice a week on our regular class days. Every day would be really good. It's not like you're going to be doing much else in lockdown. Also, check your email regularly. Everyone check it now, because I sent an email out about how to better get in contact with me during lockdown. Also, take part in discussion boards. I'm going to be setting those up tonight. There will be discussion boards on the Blackboard page, and that's where you're going to be getting your participation points, like we talked about before the forever spring break. Wash your hands. Do not touch your face. Just don't touch your face. Stay 6 feet away from people. Someone's coughing near you, back away. Disinfect often. If you can't get a hold of hand sanitizer, wash your hands. Use rubbing alcohol, whatever. And most importantly, what everyone needs to do right now, or not do, don't hoard supplies. Some of you probably have like 9,000 bottles of hand sanitizer right now. You don't need those. Keep 5 or 6 of them maybe. Donate the rest, hand them out to people who need them, particularly immunocompromised or elderly people. They're most at risk right now. Your grandparents, friends, family, some random old person you see on the street, give them the hand sanitizer. They need it more than you do. So, that's about it. And next class, it'll all be online. There really won't be a next class. So, enjoy quarantine.